Well, when it comes to getting outside and planting and having a garden, you have to think about your water conservation. And that's what we're going to talk about right now. Now, there have been situations all around the world globally where we're running out of water.
It's a bit scary.
It's a little scary.
Yeah, so Cape Town, South Africa has been out of water for a long time at this point. They've been shipping in water to just actually, brush your teeth and have a shower. We don't think about how much we use water for. All across North America, we've had brownouts last year. So far this spring, knock on wood, there's been lots of water across both of the, the whole area.
A lot of water.
But that may change. And that may change at any given point. So we have to be smarter about the fresh water that we use. And in North America, we're blessed. Most of us have, more water than we know what to do with, and unfortunately, we waste it. We wash driveways with it. We water our grass willy-nilly. We have irrigation systems that run when the rain is on. We have to stop this mentality.
Yes.
We got to change it. So I'm going to show you some simple ways to do it that don't impact your quality of life.
Okay, good. If you can start conserving now, then we don't get to the point where we have to do without. It's a finite resource. So you have to save it.
And we know in cities you're going to have to start paying for water.
Yes.
So if you're using less now and you can get that into your routine, we're going to save you money down the road as well.
Perfect. Okay,
so we know from watering systems, and I'm going to just hold this one up, this type of system, very common, not, this is not rocket science. The water goes in the ball, goes into the piece of terracotta like this, and this sticks into the plant.
Yes.
What happens is the water naturally seeps out. What we've learned, though, is these are significantly better for watering your plants, because what happens is the water, that slow process, the plant is able to absorb more. More water means they use it more efficiently, okay? Following along that same concept. And the reason I wanted to show you this was because I'm going to take it to the next level. Okay. So when we're talking about tomato plants, we've got a lot of people talking about growing gardens and stuff. I want you to consider putting in a little terracotta pot like this into your garden. Now I'm going to turn around so you can see it doesn't have a hole in the bottom. Okay. If you plant this in the ground beside your tomato and fill it with water, the exact same process happens. It naturally will seep into the ground much slower. But with a wide mouth like this, it will fill faster with whatever rain is available. Okay, so rain will fill this up, naturally slows. It's one of the best watering systems you can do because it keeps your tomatoes dry. They don't get any of the molds and mildews.
Right.
Moving on from this concept to the next step. This is not just a fun-looking game. This is exactly the same concept. We're going to put this into our containers. So you plant this into your container as you're building your pots and your flower pots this year. You're going to fill the water in through the top. It naturally, slowly seeps out into the container. So you don't have to soak your containers, your hanging baskets, so that the water's running out. You just have to fill this up and walk away. This is the perfect amount for most plants for a week. Okay, depending on how sunny the spot is, but it actually will slowly give them enough water so that they'll last a week, so you don't have to feel like you're watering them every single day. Okay,
so two things I want to know. First of all, just to verify, getting the water in slower to your plants is better for their growth.
Much better, absolutely.
So when you attack them with the sprinkler and the hose, that's not the most efficient way for you to be growing them.
Well, okay, so I'm going to give you an example.
Okay.
Think about holding a can of pop or a big jug of water and trying to go as fast as you can. You don't get it all in.
And you burp a lot.
Exactly. Plants don't do a lot of burping, thankfully, but you don't absorb it. You don't get it all in, right? The slower you drink it, the more you get, the less you lose. It's the exact same thing with the plants. They can only absorb so much at a time. Okay. Slower is better.
Second thing I wanted to ask you, terracotta, why is that amazing for water filtration? Like, what does it do?
Terracotta is porous. So it's not solid, so it won't hold the water. The water will naturally leak out slowly through the pores of the actual clay itself. That's the key here, okay?
Good stuff.
Moving on to lawns, all right? We got to get away from these guys.
Right.
These sprinklers are bad. And they haven't changed much since I was a kid. How about for you?
I remember running through the sprinkler.
And they're fantastic for that. The big arc is amazing. But when it comes to watering your lawns and your plants, the higher up the water goes, the more it evaporates, the less it actually gets into the ground, okay? So we've got to move to water sprinklers like this one. Now I love this from Lee Valley, okay? This is the clapping system. Remember the dance? This is from there. So the clapper system actually gives bigger water droplets. So as it hits the water, slaps, it gets bigger droplets to the ground. But what's nice about this one is it's on a track. So you can push this up. I'm going to just do this. You can push up the edges like that. As this goes around 360 and it hits the high parts, this closes off. So it shuts off the water. So if you're going to do a 360 span around your yard, you don't want to water the side of the house.
No.
You don't want to water the car.
Yes.
Or the road or the sidewalk, so you can actually adjust your track. So you can literally put it in, adjust your track, and walk away. And it doesn't have to be on or off. There's different settings. So this is closer, this is farther. It makes it so much easier. Okay?
That is very smart, and it's closer to the ground.
It's closer to the ground, so
it's not going to evaporate up there like the sprinkler water.
Exactly, that is key. The other thing that I keep telling people you have to invest in is a rain gauge. This is the most important thing you need in your yard right now. If you have nothing else, get a rain gauge.
Okay.
Here's why. We have no idea how much water actually gets into the soil. When you're talking about a lawn, in July or August, the hottest months, it needs about 1 inch to 1.5 inches of water per week. Okay, we have no idea how much that is. So if you don't have a rain gauge, how are you guesstimating how much water is falling? I set this on my phone. Now, in neighborhoods, and what I do in neighborhoods that have specific watering days, my day is Tuesday. So every Tuesday I come out, I check my rain gauge. I got 1/2 inch of natural occurring water this year. I turn on my sprinkler. I allow it to fill up to 1.5 inches, just leaving it alone. Turn off the sprinkler, empty it out. I don't visit this again until my watering day.
Oh, I
see. That way you're absolutely certain of how much you're actually putting into the soil.
That is great. It takes the guesswork right out of it.
Exactly. Now I've got one more for you.
Go ahead.
This is one of my favorites. This is the new product. It's by Patch. And what I love about it is it's got a little grid in here. You can see that. The grid sits down in it. You fill your plants into this container here, goes down in. This little tube slides in here. This is a self-watering garden. Tracy, I filled this up. I went away for 2 weeks. My plants were fine. The water goes into the tube, fills up down below. It actually absorbs into the soil through the holes. So simple. The best product for me this year. Oh, that is so good. Love it. For herb gardens. We'll put the information on our website, cityline.tv. Always. Okay.